Hey there guys, Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Appreciate you guys watching like I always do. Like and subscribing, all that good stuff. Appreciate you all. Let's talk Shining Fates, because I've had a lot of people ask me questions about what Shining Fates going to do long term. What are they expected to do? Is it going to be like Hidden Fates? Can we expect it to do the same kind of trending? Let's take a look. And I'm at the back, so that means we're going to look at some data on some websites and stuff. Using my favorite website that I use to check trending stuff and prices, Pikastocks.com. Very good, awesome website. Let's go to it and see what I can get information-wise out to you guys. Okay, so Pikastocks here. Here we are. We have, I'm looking at the Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates. First thing I want to do before I show you guys actual data like that, let's look at eBay and see what the current amounts of product there is out there. So for Shining Fates, as you can see, I just put in Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box, and we're seeing right here 4,328 results from Shining Fates ETBs. So lots of products still out there. I know that I did say that the end of Wave 3 should have been this last little bit, and it should. I think I have like pin collections, like the Mad Party pin collections. I might have some more of those coming. Other than that, that's all I expect of Shining Fates until they do a full-fledged, actual, honest-to-goodness reprint of it. So, right now, this is what we have. Obviously, a lot of that out there. And you'll still be seeing that in Walmart's, Targets, that kind of stuff, too, because MJ Holdings and all that stuff just got their Wave 3 as well, I'm sure. And they're going to have this stuff and putting it in stores, you know, every week. They're putting more, a couple more out, couple more out, couple more out. They'll be having that for a while on their shelves. So, even if you don't want to pay the price of this currently here, which is 75 bucks shipped, is pretty good, not bad, comparatively what prices have been. You know, there's still chances to get it at MSRP in Walmart's and Targets. Go check them out and hit them up and just keep looking around. So I got that. And then we're looking at Hidden Fates right now. Hidden Fates ETBs. Look at this. 892 is all there is of Hidden Fates ETBs. So down a little bit. It's actually lower than it was a couple days ago when I thought about making this video. It's actually lower. So Hidden Fates is getting moved through, and people are obviously buying that up and doing what they do with product that is now not out of print, but it is out of stock from all distribution. There is no more Hidden Fates in warehouses around the country. I don't even think you know, Walmart's and Targets have anymore. Maybe they might just sit in the back. Who knows? But I would think that they have already put all those out and moved them through, since we got our reprint in January, end of January. Of course, for European viewers, you guys have Hidden Fates still hitting the market. Check it out. Keep looking around. You guys did get your wave about 2 months after we did ours, so maybe even 3 months. Probably closer to 3 months, be real. So keep looking around. You might be able to still find Hidden Fates. And again, this is probably going to be about as cheap as Hidden Fates is, going down here very soon. I expect that price to go up, and I think everybody does, because even other stores and people around the country are really buying this up and kind of drying this market share up. So we're going to see that number fall pretty quickly here, I think. And, you know, by summer, these prices are going to start moving, I'm pretty sure. Fairly confident in that. So, let's break it down. Let's look at it and see what we got going on. Let's see. What I did, I went and took the highest 8 cards from both the sets, and then we're going to compare them and look at the graph, the trending graph that Pikastocks have on their website. And we're going to see, and we're going to check it out and make sure see if we see any differences, any changes. Of course, we'll talk about Hidden Fates and the, you know, second little reprint and everything that we got. We'll go through it. We'll talk about it. So, no worries on that. Of course, my camera's in the way, so I gotta... There we go. Alright, let's go back to Charizard. Obviously, Charizard is the most expensive Shining Vault card in Shining Fates. Of course, I always like to hit that low button. There's a low little tick right here. That little tick makes it show you the lowest listed price on TCG Player. It's very important to go via that. Normally it's very close to the average, but the average is, again, it's just kind of what the average of the listing prices are. So, you know, that's what we're looking at. The difference is, I try to explain that every time. And the market price is basically like the average where it's selling at. And typically, that's in between both of those, normally. So, Charizard here, VMAX is pretty boring, to be real honest. And even through the waves of Shiny Fates here, we're seeing very little movement, pretty much just a straight line. Of course, this is a big number, so let's be real. It's about 250 now, which is actually a lot higher than I thought it would be. I thought it would be probably pushing down to 200 by now, but honestly kind of surprised. And then let's say this time, like 2 months ago, let's go see, like the beginning of March. Let's see what's up with that. So we're looking at 500. So yeah, I mean, obviously when this, if we did take that into effect, let's get rid of that so we can see a little bit better. There we go. But still, not like a huge movement. And it kind of, and you'll see this trending across all the Shining Fates cards. You're going to see this where it's not a big, like, steep decline. And I've talked about this in another video. But let's go to the Charizard from Hidden Fates. Right here. This bad boy. Here he is. Let's look at him. Now, Pokestocks, because it's a newer website, only goes back till about November 1st. October 30th. Remember, the end of October was when the big Pokemon boom happened with pricing. And as you can see here, this Charizard kind of not affected by that at all. And just long term, just has been very solid in pricing. And again, you know, these are big numbers, so this is, you know, $100 movement one way or another. But still, for that card, still be sitting at, you know, right around 500-ish. Whereas, you know, the same time in, you know, last November, let's go November 1st, you know, it's sitting at 650. So, I mean, it's moving a little bit, but pretty solid. And you can see, let's see, our reprint was end of January. So right here, we actually saw, looks like, as people were reminded, basically, about Hidden Fates, is basically what I can explain that uptick for. That's the only thing I think of, is that people were thinking about it, maybe more hitting the market, moving that number a little bit more. People were thinking about it, maybe buying Hidden Fates and then didn't pull the Charizard, and then maybe did want to get it for their collection. That's where I can see where that price might have had this little jump up. But again, yeah, this is just, again, not a huge amount of variance, not a lot of ups and downs, nothing crazy. So, you know, you compare this to the other Charizard. Again, I gotta move because of my camera. You know, typically what you would see, a little bit of slide for anything that's new. But again, at the end of, well, let's say the middle of Wave 3, we are looking at, you know, just a gradual slide in the past, looks like, you know, 3 or 4 months. So that's interesting. Again, that's the highest price card in these sets here. So again, we'll go a little bit faster. Just this is the next highest card is you know, in Shining Fates. There's a lot more babies and a lot more stuff. So we're gonna be kind of comparing different kind of items here. But obviously Suicune, again, very consistent, nothing crazy. 53 at the beginning of March. Here we are at the beginning of May, 41. So a $10 slide. And again, this is right here. You kind of see last little rollout. This was the last week when we had a lot of Shining Fates hit, when everybody else was getting their big Wave 3, right here. So that's kind of consistent again. Where that is, saw a little bit of a little dip there. Cool. Let's flip over to the next most expensive in Hidden Fates, the Umbreon. Of course, we're looking at EVs. We got to consider that. Again, it's a GX versus a baby shiny, so all that kind of stuff plays a factor in it. So we're looking at November. Again, I'm surprised that they didn't see more of an increase in November. It's kind of a weird thing to me with the big hype with Pokemon boom. But okay. But then we see a lot of movement here in the past. Looks like February, and you know, through towards look like mid-April. A lot of movement, a lot of weird little shaky bits there. So Uh, very, very odd. But again, considering at the beginning of this year, pretty stable in pricing, and then now we're actually up higher and maintaining higher through looks like April. So again, Hidden Fates was kind of getting harder to find in November and was very expensive. They announced the reprint and things got very, very cheap otherwise. So that's obviously very common, but the reprint of Hidden Fates wasn't very strong. So we're seeing that number, and kind of just like people are just like hearing about it and maybe even like actively searching for it, get more interest for these cards. And again, this is not the best indicator because it's an evolution, and the next one's over here. You got Espeon. Again, look at the same movement. Very, very similar. Little peak, beginning of February through mid-March. Same little little dance there. So, and I think that kind of probably happened when we realized that the printing of Hidden Fates wasn't very big at all, and that what we got is what we got. And yeah, I think people decided that yes, we should be buying these up. So Espeon, it was about $70, 65, 70 in November. And then we're looking at right at 100. Again, that's kind of like a line that we see a lot of cards kind of stop at, because $100 for a card is you know, it's a barrier that is, at least mentally, is kind of hard to get over sometimes. So of course we have Cynthia in this set. Again, same little thing. We got a reprint, and then we saw that there wasn't any product, and then again, a little boop there, a little bump, and then a little interesting little bump here in mid-April. Interesting. And again, I'm saying with Hidden Fates just because evolution is kind of the same thing. A little bit more of a mellow jump, but you see the average pricing following that little bump there. So interesting that the low didn't change, but the average pricing did. And then there's one more evolution. Let's look at Leafeon. Another very consistent, right there in February. I think you know, there could be something to this as well. This happens a lot too. You know, retailers go out and they say, "Oh man, reprint wasn't very big," and then they'll go out and kind of scoop up singles, because if you do get a reprint and they put out product that is the lowest it was probably going to be, unless you do get another big strong wave of reprints, which, you know, every week we go without hearing anything of any reprints, the less and less likely they are for these older sets. So again, things to think about with particularly these specialty sets. We got 25th anniversary, we have Shining Fates in the way now, Champion's Path is still there with another specialty set. So all these specialty sets, will they go back now? 3 specialty sets to reprint Hidden Fates again. Anything's possible, but we'll see. Alright, so we got that. Looking at Hidden Fates, kind of just like the life cycle that is seen. Let's go back to Shining Fates and see if we can make any comparisons to what we got going on with that. Okay. Suicune, we already looked at. Very, very stable. A slow, gradual dip as product does release. We saw it. And again, I did do another video about this before, just making a point of how remarkable the just stability of this set is. And I think the waves definitely did help maintain singles prices through all this. So we got Ditto VMAX, Eternus, which is a cool card, very unique, and that's why we're seeing it hold the value that it is. We only have the other 2 legendary dogs at this kind of gold printing with the black background. So very cool, unique looking cards. I think the dogs are a better looking card than this, but that's just my opinion. So again, very, very stable. Lapras VMAX, same thing. Very, very stable. And we'll see that throughout. And I went ahead and pulled the next baby shinies when we were talking about, let's see, I'm right there. Let's say Galarian Ponyta. Again, 3 or 4 months out. We kind of trim this off so we see that little blip a little bit better. A lot of movement. I think I made this point in another video. Let's go to the next highest set, or the next highest price in Hidden Fates. And we kind of go back. We can trim it to the same time frame even if we wanted to look at it a little more and compare these. Galarian, Ponyta, and the Charmeleon. Same stability. Just shinies are gonna hold strong, and we all know that's gonna be the case. And I'm not the first one to say it. No one is gonna be surprised by me saying this, but Hidden Fates, the first ones, have the Gen 1 Pokemon, more popular Pokemon to them, the Eevees. It's a better set, collectible, long-term wise. But you know, when we look and compare, sure, the pricing is different, but the trending tends to be very similar. And can we trend this off here? Boom. So at least the shinies, the baby shinies, are trending the same kind of way that they are from Hidden Fates, at least in the same time frame. So let's go here, bump on that low. There we go. So yeah, I mean, these cards are going to maintain, and I think, again, the waves of Shining Fates kind of help the prices maintain and be stable, and we're seeing that more and more as it goes on, that these prices just aren't moving. They just aren't. Again, that's the Eevee from Shiny Vault and Hidden Fates. We can go through these babies again, and I don't see this going down any much further. And then obviously, again, the set ages. We go more and more through all those ETBs that are on eBay, all the ETBs that are going to be put out into Walmarts and Targets, and those prices are going to hold, and then they're going to maintain, and they're going to keep going. So yes, Shiny Fates is not in the same price league as Hidden Fates, but the data shows that there is still interest in shinings. Even the baby shinies are still very popular. People are going to still want to collect this kind of stuff. And that, yes, if you're thinking about, worrying about, maybe you should buy Shining Fates, or whether it's the right time to buy it now, or maybe if you should wait, the pricing is showing that if you're going to go out and buy it, now is as good a time as any. And that, again, as we go through this stuff and see that, you know, product dry up, prices are going to start going up a little bit, start creeping up ever slowly, every little bit slower, but they will, as these specialty sets always do. Shiny cards are awesome, and people do like them, so that's not going to change. So if you are thinking about collecting, and maybe you're putting off Shiny Fates, you know, kind of to get the hype down, prices have stabled, and they have trended down. If you did want to wait maybe another week or two and see what happens, but again, this time frame is probably as cheap as these cards are going to be. And we saw the same thing with Hidden Fates. Even like with the cheaper babies, the prices settle down, and then they go and they hit a floor, and they go back up as soon as the product dries up. And Shining Fates, I mean, all sets that tend to do this way do the same thing. And we're going to see it in Shining Fates too. So, Shining Fates is definitely not a dud set. I know that people were super hyped about it, and you know, just with the more of the newer Pokemon, people weren't really feeling it. So it didn't really hit the same hype, I don't think, as Hidden Fates. But still, I think a very good set. If you're going to shit on product, sure. I mean, the box has an Eevee on it. Let's not forget about that. So there is that to think about as well. So yeah, thanks for looking at the numbers with me, guys, going through this and sitting through just kind of the data that we look at. And again, Pikastocks.com is the website if you want to go ahead and look at other cards from the sets, or, you know, just do your own comparisons. I encourage you to do so. But as always, appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next one.